Greetings, viewers. This is Vision Entertainment once again, and we have a special show tonight that's going on. We have a legendary singer. This man is Marcus Devine, the Heat Miser. He go by that because he's the best producer in the city right now and hitting the world. This is what he's doing. Singer, producer, got it all up, rolled up on one inning. How you feeling, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm incredible, bro. How you feeling, man?
I just thank you for that, man, and I'm feeling great. I tried to get in contact, and then of course, the boss came and was like, "Look, I got somebody for you." So that's how, man, we linked up, and I want to thank you for that. Also, and just people want to know about your story, man. And you've been around the world and been with some great people, great legends like yourself.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
what
sir.
I would like to know is that you were raised in Motor City, right?
Yes, sir. Born and raised Detroit, Michigan, man.
That's right, Detroit, Motor City, and credit your mother for your music passion, you know. And
Yeah, yeah. Mother and
how
father, mother and father.
mother and father, but how did the specific culture of Detroit and its gospel roots shape the divine sound early on?
I was blessed to be brought up in Detroit around the Commission, the Winans, the Clark sisters, all the great families, here in the city. So that Commission definitely shaped my harmony sound as far as, my music goes. Marvin Winans, his charisma, all of that. So
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
definitely a big influence on my music, man.
Marvin Winans, yeah. Wow, yeah, because we talking about some big legends also. So there were some big
Yes,
influences
sir.
on your music coming up in the Motor City, right?
Yes, sir.
Now if
Yes,
if
sir.
if you if you can name just a few people, man. I know you name Marvin Winans. Can you name a few more people that actually inspired you to get out there and do your thing?
Um, Not all from Detroit. A lot of my inspiration didn't come from Detroit. Like my main person that made me want to produce was Teddy Riley. When I
Teddy.
heard what he was doing, that was the thing that made me be like, I want to do that. And then
Yeah.
Devante came out. I'm like, I like that too. So when I tell people like, if you want to know what's my sound, to me, my
Mhm.
sound is Teddy Riley mixed with Devante with little Rodney Jerkins in there. That would sum up who I am as a producer.
Okay, so that's in a nutshell. You talking about a little bit of everybody that's producing, like it's nice.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But how long have you been producing records?
Whew. Professionally, it's got to
Professionally?
be about 30 years now. I'm 20 years, about 30 some years, 30 years. Yeah,
Oh wow, 30 years in the game.
yeah.
Wow. And
hmm
who were some of the people you produced? So just so the fans would know.
Destiny's Child, 112,
Right.
um, Faith Evans, Silk. Man, it's
Wow.
crazy.
Your catalog crazy. You can go
Yeah,
on and
yeah. It'd
on.
be going. Yeah, it'd be crazy. So I've had some dope situations, man, in my life.
Well, just by naming those people, who were actually the most difficult to work with? And I'm saying like music wise and putting their beats together, their music. Who was the most difficult out of that group of people? Or
Mm,
complicated? I say complicated.
Nobody, and I'm gonna say nobody because they liked what I did. It wasn't like they came to me like do this or something specific. It was
Yeah,
I created the song, gave it to them, and it was like, yes, we love it. So
we love it.
not too many times that they come and they give me something that's hard to do or nothing like that. So
Okay,
nobody, man, I was always able to do me. So
okay. Well, that's wonderful, man. Well, you discovered your true calling after ninth grade talent show. Can you
yeah.
take me back to that moment as much as you remember?
Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. Like I said, like you said, I was in the ninth grade, man, and I sung "On the Wings of Love" by Jeffrey Osborne, man.
Wow,
And I'm a freshman, in high school. When I got done, all the 12th grade girls was like, "Ooh, that's my little boyfriend." And I'm like, "Oh, y'all like singers?" Because I thought I was gonna play basketball, and
nah,
that changed my whole everything. I
yeah,
still played basketball for 3 years, but then I ended
yeah.
up quitting in my 11th grade year just so I could just do music.
Wow, yeah. So that's the amazing one. It started from ninth grade. Who actually discovered you? Like who was that person that saw something in you and actually brought you over to the music world?
Oh, I don't know. That's a hard one. Ain't nobody ever asked me that. I don't know if it was such a discovery. You know what I mean?
Because someone saw, someone
I
always
was
like,
always
but
the one.
yeah,
No, nobody. That's the thing. Nobody said, "Come on, let's go." Like I was the dude knocking on the door. You know what I mean?
oh,
So I nobody ever said, "Oh, that dude talent. Come on, I'm gonna hook you up." I never had that. Like it was always, yo. I would call the studios. Mike Powell, who produced Anita Baker, I would call his studio like, "Hey, yo, I'm Marcus Devine. Introduce myself. I'm a producer. I want to know if it's okay if I come up to the studio." Like I
okay,
would call just to go up there and be around. And when they saw my talent, that's what started opening up
some
doors.
door,
And people
yeah.
saw I sing, then they'd be like, "Hey, come and produce these vocals on this song. Come and do this." So, but nobody like discovered me and put me on. So,
Oh wow. So if you had to get a Grammy, let's just say Marcus Devine is called up to get a Grammy, right?
huh.
And you have your Grammys. I say two. You got two Grammys in your hand. Who would you actually give a shout out to that gave because somebody bring you in somewhere. It could be some of the high execs. No, you never ran into no one and say, look, I'm gonna put you on this person's head. After you got in the door to get you rolling. Because
No,
I know you knocked on some doors on your own and made them calls.
yeah, but like I say, it's hard. It was the work that did most of the
The work.
pushing, not
Yeah.
not not so much somebody doing me a favor or
Okay.
opening up the door for me. You know what I mean? It was literally
The
to hear
work.
a song and be like, "Oh, I want that song. Who did that song? Oh, Marcus Devine." Then it happens like that. But nobody ever said, "I take that back." Now that I'm talking, my man Eric Nix, and even though we didn't do a whole lot of records together, it was he used to be the president of Republic. I don't know if you remember
Okay.
Republic Records. They used to
Yeah.
be a part of Universal,
Yeah.
and he was the president at the time.
Okay.
And this is when MySpace was out. And on MySpace,
Oh
I
man.
emailed him. It was like, "If you want some real R&B, you need to F with me." That's literally what my message said to him.
Oh
I said,
yeah.
if you want this some real R&B, you need to F with me. And he hit me right back. It was like, "Well, if you can get to New York, I F with you there." That's literally that was how our message went. And
Okay.
I didn't even have at this time I didn't even have no money for a plane ticket. I caught a Greyhound to New York. I caught a Greyhound 17 hours from
From
Detroit
Detroit to New York. Wow.
to New York. And he
Wow.
said, "Just hit me when you get here and I'm gonna send somebody to pick you up." And he
Wow.
sent somebody to the train station to pick me up. And I stayed in Jersey a year and a half after that. So that would be one person I'd say who took a chance on me.
On you. Okay. Yeah, because it's always somebody that connect you somewhere.
Yeah.
So basically, like when you stay,
Yeah.
when you stay out there, you had your own room and board because sometimes they
Mm-hmm.
keep you in mansions and all that stuff. You had your own thing going on, right?
That's where I stayed. That's where I stayed. And we had a 9-bedroom mansion.
Oh,
I
mansion. Okay,
stayed in
okay,
there.
okay.
Swimming pool in the basement. You know what I mean? Like
Wow,
it was
wow,
love because when I
wow.
went to the house, the meeting was at the mansion, and he was like, "Hey man, you don't have to leave if you don't want to." After I played some records, I'm like, "Nah, I didn't pay for this hotel room. I'm at least going back to this hotel room for the
That's
night."
right. That's
So
right. That's
I
right.
went back to the hotel room, and the next day I moved into the mansion, and I
To the
stayed there
mansion.
a year. Yeah, about a year and a half.
Wow, wow. It was on from there. Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. Mm-hmm.
You
So
went from supporting the legendary Aaliyah to becoming music director for Ashanti, Beth, Genuine, and
yeah.
and the Millennium Tour, one of the Billboard's
Yeah.
best tour. When you think when you think about the amazing work you put in, how do you process it? Did you ever have a moment to yourself to celebrate your own work?
I do all the time. You know, I
Mhm.
didn't early on, but I do now. I do all the time. My favorite phrase is "I love my life," and
That's
that's
right.
because I step back and I look at it every day, and that's what keeps me being grateful. A lot of times, most of us are not grateful because
Yeah,
we really don't take inventory of what we got and what we've done, and you know,
right,
the rooms we've been in, been
right,
blessed to be in. You know,
right.
so yeah, I take inventory all the time. You know.
Oh, that's great. That's great, man. Well, can you take me back to working with Aaliyah, man? How was that relationship and just the whole environment and the energy with that?
One, if I had to put it in one word, incredible. That's
Wow,
one of the sweetest people I've ever met in this business, and I'm not just saying that because she's no longer here, but
wow.
we clicked instantly, bro. And I'm talking about if anybody that was there, they'll tell you she loved Marcus Devine. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
She would make me sing to her every day in rehearsal. Marcus, sing another song. Such and such and
Yeah.
such and such. You know,
That's
and
right.
our first tour we did was with Blackstreet, Keith Sweat. She would always be like, Marcus, you gonna ride my bus? And I mean, you know, she was young, way younger than me, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh, okay. You know, and a lot of that other stuff was going on. I don't even want to bring up, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
with that
yeah,
with the other guy. And
yeah.
so I kind of kept my distance, you know, we was real sweet to each other, but I kept my distance. But she used to always be like, Marcus, would you ride my bus? And I'm like, yeah, I never
Yeah.
did, just to keep, you know, make sure everything looked copacetic, you know. But I
Okay.
loved her, man.
Okay.
Like when I say loved her, man, she was so sweet, bro.
Wow, and we're not going to get on that, but I found something very interesting. And I just wanted to say this, because she was young.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like 17, something like that. I don't know. But
Yeah.
with the other guy, I ain't gonna say no names,
She,
but with the other guy, right? I, was it like with the other guy and then the other two guys that we're talking about? So we're talking about three major people in the game. So was she bouncing around? Like I just wanted to know, and we can get off that. Like, cause
no,
okay,
no, she wasn't bouncing around. And everybody came at different times. Like you gotta
okay,
understand,
okay, okay.
the first guy she started with, she was 15 years old.
15. Yeah,
You
wow,
know what I mean? So
wow.
it was just to me not the proper protection. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
So the other two guys that we're talking about, she was grown.
Oh, at that time, yeah, she yeah, 20s,
You know what I
20s,
mean? Yeah,
yeah,
she was
yeah,
grown, and only one of them actually went with her.
yeah, okay.
You know, and the
Okay.
other was trying to push up, and
But
it never
one
happened.
one actually went with her,
Yeah, and the one that went with her actually talked about it openly. She was like, everybody wanted her, like, you know what I mean? So, but he was the one that actually, you know, went with her. So no, it wasn't like a pass around type. And people will make it seem like that, you know. Now that first situation, and I talked to the people involved. Like I did a Facebook, man, it was thousands and thousands of people to where dudes was on here, people that was a part of the documentary, everything was confessing on my thing what the role they
Wow.
played. Yeah,
Yeah, wow.
it's online somewhere. The role they played in it,
Hmm.
they was, you know, repenting because it was really messed up, bro. But like you said, we could get off
Yeah.
of it,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's a crazy situation.
Yeah, that could be a book or a documentary. But
Yeah.
what else I was talking about the industry? Well, I'm going to say about the industry. One of these, I'm gonna say Kevin Hart. I'm gonna say his name because he mentioned his rich
Mm-hmm.
celebrity friends. He always mentioned his celebrity friends. Do you believe in this industry that you do have some genuine friends?
Man, I'm gonna have to say yeah, because I don't want nobody to be like, you don't think I'm your friend, but but they're very far and few in between, bro. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Because people who you really think is your friend and your brother, bro, this business creates some selfish people, bro. Like, that's a whole nother show. With that one thing you just asked, that's literally a whole
whole nother
nother.
show.
It's like, because you could spend ton of time with people, do 100 records for them,
Right.
produce them, and they'll always find a reason or a way to stab you in the back because
Wow.
opportunist people, man, this business is crazy, bro. It ain't.
Yeah.
I always say this business is not for the weak, bro.
It's not. You got to be strong through this one because you're gonna get backstabbed plenty of time.
Oh man, all the time.
Labels, everybody. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow. So
family.
family. Oh man, fake friends. Yeah, yeah. You got to be a stand-up, strong person, man. You
Yeah.
do. Let's talk about something amazing though, which is you're gearing up for your highly anticipated 2026 project.
Mm-hmm.
Love My Life, featuring heavyweights like Selena Johnson, Q Parker. How does
Yeah.
this project sound reflect your evolution as an artist compared to your earlier solo work?
Um, just that's hard to answer, but it's just really the growth and the freedom that I have. I've always said what I wanted to say, but as you get older, the freedom becomes more. I said this album is kind of therapeutic.
Yeah,
If I'm talking about sex, I'm not biting my tongue. If I'm talking about the relationship, I ain't biting my tongue. Like
right, right.
it's definitely because I do love my life though, good and the bad of it. It's not. I'm not painting a picture like, oh, my life is just totally beautiful. It's like, nah, whatever it is, it's mine, and I'm
Yeah,
just
that's right.
and
That's
I'm
right.
just talking about it.
Wow. Well, how many cuts will you have on this album?
Well, I already cut like 13 or 14, but me and my publicist Ryan was talking. I'm gonna split it up and just do like a couple EPs. So it's gonna be like
Oh, okay. 6 or 7.
six or
Yeah,
seven on the first part, then on part two, then it'll be like 6 or 7. You know,
yeah. Do people still do like 18 cuts anymore, or they make it real
my,
short now?
my first project was 19 songs, so
Oh, 19.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But nah, I'm not doing all of that. It get lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know.
Hmm.
But I don't have a problem putting the body of work out because a lot of times when I perform, I put on my own concerts. So I get to perform my concerts for people that
Yeah,
love my music anyway. So
that's
they'll
right.
sit there and enjoy it. They could sing every song, the whole nine. So I don't know if I'm going to do no 17 or 18 of them,
But
but
you
you
gonna
know what
keep it short as possible. You know what I
I
mean?
mean? Yeah.
That's dope. Well, what are you doing 90% of the production? Are you going outside yourself with meeting other people, or are you gonna do the whole album,
Nah, I'm doing the whole project.
the whole
Yeah.
project? Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because you know what sound you want. You know how you want this album to come out.
Yeah,
So
definitely. You know, now I'm not going to turn down a hit if something is a bona fide great record. I'm not going to turn it down. You know what I mean? But a lot of times I get in and I have so much to say. I could do 3, 4 songs in a week, and it'd be like, by the time I look up, I'm not looking for nothing from nobody because I'm already moving
you're
at
already
a
moving.
fast pace. Yeah,
Right. That's right. It's already on. Your train already going, so you really
yeah,
don't need too much.
right.
Well, all of the people who you actually work with. What was the creative energy like in the studio, bringing these distinct voices together under your direction? Like you have this person, you got a lead that person. How was that bringing their voices together like that under your direction?
Um, for me, it's beautiful, especially people that can really, really sing. Because as a producer, is nothing greater than or doper than being able to say, "Do this," and they could do it with no problem. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So I've had some wonderful experiences because I had some incredible people. I've actually had Kelly Price, one of the
Wow,
dopest
wow.
vocalists of our time, like
That's
voices
right.
of our time.
That's
You know what
right.
I mean? To have her sing on in the studio and be like, "Do it again." The first time was great, but I have her sing it 3 or 4 times just so I can listen
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to her sing. You know what I mean? So Dave
Wow.
Hollister, to have him in the booth and just sing it like, oh man, it's an incredible feeling.
Have you worked with someone more than once? Because sometimes you'll do music for somebody, then they call you back. So have you worked with someone, repeatedly?
Um, in different ways. I have to say, yeah, it meant some. Um, I may produce on this record, but I'm the music director for this particular situation. Or
Okay,
so
okay.
yeah. So I've done definitely things a few times. You know.
All right, cool. Well, the world, I'm guessing the world knows, the fan knows that you started as a background vocalist for Aaliyah
Hmm.
and are now a Billboard winning musical director. How does your experience as a singer influence the way you produce a live show differently than a traditional music director who might only be a musician?
Well, that's where the producer kicks in. You know what I mean? Because being a vocalist, I got to always make sure that we complement the voices. No matter
Okay,
what, the voices, they're the spotlight. So you don't
okay,
want to have the music too busy. So when they're singing, it's distracting from the vocalist. You know what I
mhm,
mean? Because everybody in that audience is not a musician. So you can't have the drums all over the place,
yeah, yeah,
stuff going crazy.
crazy.
That's distracting from the audience. So
Okay,
we got to compliment the vocalist at all times. So that's the
okay,
difference of by me being a singer. I understand the space that the artist needs. So
okay.
it's easier for me to carve it out.
Wow, how many hours did you actually stay in the studio producing music? I mean, just from the day you walked in that morning, how long did you actually stay? To the next day or
Well, well, it depends on what time in my life. When I was early on, I could be in the studio 12, 13 hours easy. Get there at 12 o'clock, don't leave to 3 in the morning. Like,
wow,
you know what I mean? And
wow.
I lost a marriage doing that. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
so,
wow, yeah, yeah.
you know,
But it's
because
crazy
we,
because you was bringing the money in, but
no, that
the
don't mean,
time, yeah,
but
yeah, the
she
time
might as
wasn't
well
there.
be by herself though. You know
That's
what I
right, that's
mean?
right, that's
So,
right. Because the time wasn't there.
yeah, so I'm smarter now. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I treat it like a job. When it's work for me to do, I go. When it's not, I don't.
you
You
don't.
know what I mean? I'm not.
Right.
I try not to let 7 o'clock catch me unless the project definitely calls for it. But other than that, I'm at
Okay,
home every day at 7 o'clock.
that's right, that's right. There you go. I mean,
Yeah,
you learn by your mistakes. You learn from your
yeah,
mistakes.
and motivation too. You know, nothing against my first. You know, not nothing against my first marriage, but not understanding what I do, I wasn't motivated to get home either because I'm always in turmoil because of what I'm doing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay,
So
okay.
it's everything grows. You know, just because you cares for somebody don't always mean that's who you're supposed to be with.
That's right. Yeah, you
So
absolutely right.
yeah.
100%. Now, I'm not saying that this is you. This question I'm getting ready to ask you. I'm not saying that,
Mhm.
but I would like to know at what point in your career did you stop forcing your voice and start finding it? What did that moment of relaxation feel like?
I don't know if I ever really
Yes.
paid attention to it. That so you making me think of stuff I ain't even thought about.
Yeah.
Um, I remember the point where I began to not hate my voice, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Um, like for a long time, I didn't like my voice,
Oh
so it was
wow.
like because it's so unique. It's a little nasally. Is you? If I sing, you gonna go, oh, that's Marcus. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that uniqueness, I had to learn to say that's what people like. I didn't know that at first. You
Okay.
know, it was people like Dave Hollister who would be like, Marcus Devine is my favorite singer. Like, and I'd
Right.
be like, what? Who said that? They'd be like, Dave said that. And I'm going, so that made me look at my voice in a different way.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
that was the point when I started liking my voice is the thing that stands out. That's what so I would say I stopped forcing it
There you go.
and started
Yeah,
embracing it. You
finding
know
it,
what I mean?
embracing it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, so it do refer to you and somewhat it does,
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
All right, that's dope, man. Now, can you gotta put me on the greatest show. The greatest show often referred to as your money making jam, right?
Hmm.
Can you take me back to that track, man? And, just let me know how that session was at that moment.
The crazy thing about the song, and one thing you'll find out about me, Tommy, is I'm honest. So
Yeah.
the song wasn't even supposed to be a single, bro. Like
Oh,
what
it wasn't?
happened was when I started getting ready to go on promotion for the record, Ron was like, my publicist was like, yo, we need some music to send to the people until they could play until the record comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So the greatest show was a record I produced on a female artist that once we got to the end of the record, it didn't make the record, but I'm like, I love this song. So I went back in and recorded it myself.
Okay, put your vocals on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then I sent it to Ron. It wasn't mixed. It wasn't nothing. I had sent it to Ron. And when people, as soon as we sent it, people wanted to start adding it. Radio wanted, I'm like, whoa, it ain't mixed. So I had to go back in, do some touch-ups, vocal, mix it, and then we put it out. So that's how that came about. So, and everybody always say, man, what is the greatest show? How you come up with it? It's literally saying your performance in the bedroom. The bed is your stage, and it's just the performance that you make on the stage. That's it.
But it's how you perform the song. And it's not like the music today. You didn't just throw the chick in the bed. Like you that's what I'm saying. So it's how you made the song, which made it the money-making jam.
Yeah.
You know? And
no
everybody
doubt.
loves it. You know, you got to take me back to Airport Again. What exactly what exactly is Airport Again about? Like what is the story behind that title?
So I'm always in the airport. I'll be in there this weekend. I'm in the airport almost every week, bro. So I take a picture, and for the last 3 years, I think every time I take a picture every time I'm in the airport, and I'll be hashtag GWITAA, which guess who's in the airport again, right? Okay. So it started catching on. So when I run into people just in the street, they'd be like, guess who's in the airport again? Guess who's in the airport again? I'm like, and I'm always marketing. I don't care. Like, I love my life. Everybody attributes I love my life to Marcus Devine. People like, just like Marcus Devine, I love my life. So I was in my hotel room about a month and a half ago with Genuine. We was in was it Seattle? Phoenix.
Phoenix.
We was Phoenix.
Okay.
And I literally was in my room and I was like, guess who's in the airport again? And I sung that in my phone and came home and wrote the song and just put it out. And so now everybody's sharing it that's traveling.
That's right.
They're sharing guess who's in the airport again.
They sending you that guess who's in the airport. Well, how long did it take you to write that song?
Probably a day.
Oh wow, so you did that in a day.
Yeah.
Wow. Is there a song you didn't write, but you feel expresses your soul better than anything in your own discography?
Easy. Yeah. And I'm going to pick one, but there's a whole bunch of them.
I know.
If I got to pick one, it would be No Air by Chris Brown and Jordan Sparks.
Okay. All right. They two great songs too.
Yeah. Wow. No Air by Chris Brown. Yeah.
Do you like any music out today? Like who are your favorite singers today? If you could name three people.
Singers?
Yeah.
Joe, Tank, and Brandy.
Okay. Yeah, so your three favorites. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about the music industry today? Like the songs and all that that's coming out? And hip-hop.
I think it it's like any other time. I know you said today, but it's like any other time. It's going to change. It's going to constantly change. It's going to change in some years from what's different now. What we did in the 90s was different than what they did in the 70s. A lot of people in the 70s didn't embrace the 90s music right off. Like, you know what I mean? Because we was doing it different. It was more electronic.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be a shift and a change. So I actually like a lot of what's going out. I think it's a lot of cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know who is who. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, who is that? Oh,
they all sound the same. Everybody sounds
the same feeling of the chords, the same. And what's funny, as a producer and an artist, it's hard not to get caught up. I call it the quicksand. You know what I mean? Because that's what is catchy right now. So you have to be like, nope, I'm gonna stick to me. So I try to stick to my R&B roots not dumb it down so much. Because there's still, I don't care who you are, there are still some people that know how to understand words. And
Okay.
I know that sounds crazy, but
No, but I
we
understand. Yeah.
a lot of artists write music like people don't understand words no more. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. That's right. Yeah.
So, you know, people understand heartache. Say it. Say it. Well, how did it make you feel? There's somebody out there that feels the way you feel. So say it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I just can't really I can't get with this music. I just can't. I mean, it's just for me, and I'm gonna go back to the scripture. The scriptures talks about how the world love its own.
mm-hmm.
They got the airs where they understand each other. I don't have those airs to understand the music that's going on today. I got to go back to Teddy Pendergrass. I got to go back to the Whispers. I got to go back to, you know, uh, go back to Ohio players and stuff like that. I can't listen to what's going on today.
Yeah.
And not saying that it's terrible, horrible, but I just can't, man. I can't do it.
But that's the beauty. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. The beauty of music is all relative. If it's supposed to make you feel some kind of way. So I don't fault you because you don't feel something from it.
I don't.
You know what I mean? But if I play a certain song for my daughter, I may not feel nothing from it, but it moves her because this is her era. But
Yeah, yeah,
the same
yeah,
way SWV did something for me.
yeah. That's right.
You know what I
That's right.
mean? Like
That's right. That's right.
Summer Walker gonna do it for my daughter, or do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I try to just be like, okay, if it ain't for me, it ain't for me. I just don't spend my time. I don't go on a campaign like a lot of people out here. Music ain't the same, and such ain't nothing the same. What I'm doing today ain't the same as what Quincy Jones did. Like, you know what I mean? He had his way
yeah.
of
That's right. That's right.
producing. You know what I
That's right.
mean? Michael Jackson record don't sound like a Marcus Devine record. It's two different things. And people don't
Yeah.
understand it's only 12 notes in an octave on the piano. There is no different music. Everything is the same.
Wow.
You're gonna do this a different progression. You ain't gonna play a new progression. There is no new progression. It's all the
Yeah.
same. So it's all about what we embrace, what we do. As much as I do music, I'm not a jazz dude. I don't. You're never gonna walk up and I'm listening to a jazz project.
Wow.
That's just not my thing.
It's not your thing. Yeah.
I don't knock it. I don't have no. I actually buy records when my friends put out jazz records. I buy them. That's just not my music though. Like
That's right.
that's
Right.
not the thing that's gonna make me sit in my room and be like, yeah, I need to hear somebody saying something.
Hmm.
And so just a dude playing a horn or just a piano solo ain't gonna do it for me. But that
Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. Wow. What is the most significant part of a normal life that you had to sacrifice to remain committed to your craft?
there's a lot of birthdays, holidays.
Nowadays, yeah.
Just that first steps. I've missed first steps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's either get the lights turned off or sit at home and watch you take a first step. Like, you know what I mean? So,
Right.
of course, I wish I could have been there. I don't beat myself up because my thing was to make sure my family never went hungry. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like a truck. I look at it like this. People put more pressure on us because we're entertainers, but it's no different than the dude that drives a semi. That dude is on the
On
road
the road all 5 days a week.
5 days a
Gone.
week.
Yeah, he
But
gone.
but nobody talks about him
Yeah,
because
they don't.
his job ain't fun. The problem with us as entertainers, we love what we do,
Hmm.
so it's not respected. It's you just out there and you just such and such. Like, nah, I just picked a job that I love.
That's all. That's all. Just like that truck driver picked the job that he loved.
Yeah,
Doing
but
it.
even if he don't love it, he got to do it because that money makes sense to him.
That's right. That's right.
So
Wow. You mastered numerous instruments, including drums, guitar, piano, through the church.
yeah.
Is there one instrument you still feel speaks for you most clearly when you start a new composition?
Well, when I thought I had my answer ready until you said composition. Um, when you're talking about producing, it's drums. My drums is always gonna be the highlight to me.
The highlights? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna always feel good. And then second, that bass gonna come in and take up a little room. You know what I mean? So It
Wow,
definitely be
wow.
the drums and the bass.
Yeah, but produce hip hop tracks.
I have. I'm
Okay,
not a lot, but I've worked on some hip hop records. Yeah,
you did. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
not no dark underground stuff, just like regular hip hop joints.
No, yeah. You remember the group D12, right?
Yeah, Eminem. Well, yeah, Eminem and all them
Eminem,
D12.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Swifty, that's in that group.
that's what.
I helped
Mhm.
work on his first solo project.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
proof. That's proof in all them, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, because all y'all from Detroit. Well, at that time, yeah, y'all come from Detroit.
Yep. I just talked to Swifty today too from D12. Literally just talked to him. And he
Oh, you
called me.
did?
Yeah, he called me because he want my son to go on the road with him and DJ. My son is a DJ, and he want my
Okay.
son to go. Yep.
Yeah, he want him to back him up. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. While you play almost everything like we just said, you've
Hmm.
mentioned your primary love is the bass guitar.
Yep.
Why does the bass guitar resonate more with you than others?
Well, because that's what I started on drums a little bit, but my mom actually taught me how to play bass.
Oh,
So
she did?
yeah, she learned it from the guy that was playing bass in her group, and she showed me what she knew. So because I started on it, and that's what I first started making money on, that I end up settling in that space of being a bass player. So most of the tours I do, I'm playing either key bass or regular bass guitar. So that's
Wow,
really what made me settle in it. And my mom always told me, I don't care what you do, producing, whatever, don't you ever stop playing that bass. So
that's right.
I make sure I keep that bass close to me.
Wow. So that's it right there. That's
Yeah.
that bass.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, when you speaking to like when you put out albums, when you on that stage, I mean, when you in the recording studio,
Hmm.
for me, it's like you actually pouring out your heart on these records.
Oh yeah.
So does it feel dangerously exposing to put your deepest emotions into a song for strangers to dissect?
Not for me, because I don't think about it like that.
Okay,
It's
okay.
therapy for me. And I always approach it like I'm not the only one going through this.
Going through this. Okay.
You know, if and I don't mind self-examining myself. I've done wrong. I've had wrong done to me. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? I've been hurt. I've hurt people before. Like, you know what I mean? And I try to live life from a non-judgmental state. So, and that's even with myself. I'm not gonna, oh, people gonna say it. Because if I say it, you can't hurt me with it.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? But if you find out something that I'm hiding, then you can use that as ammunition against me.
That's right. That's
So
right.
no, I don't really trip on it, bro.
So you just let it be. You do what you got to do, man. You never
Yeah.
even thought about it.
And then now what I have thought about is when I write a song that involves somebody else where hurt may come.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I thought about it. That don't stop me from doing it.
But you
But
thought about it.
I thought about like, man, I hope they understand. But we make decisions in life that we don't think about. So somebody will hurt you, but then get mad that you
React.
share
You
or
share.
that
Yeah.
you react. Be like, yo, you should have worked on that. So I have to do the same thing. If I hurt somebody, I can't get upset if they react to the hurt. Like, you know what I
That's
mean?
right.
So
That's right. Wow. You know we got to talk about them shades, man. You know your company markets Devine signature shades. We got to get on that. You know.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It was basically like born from your personal collection over 1,000 pair of sunglasses.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Which pair in your personal collection has the most sentimental value and why? If you could think.
They're called um, the intros.
The
And
intros.
they was called the intros because they were my first pair. So that's the one that's real sentimental to me. Not these, but I don't even have them in here with me. But they're sentimental because I started with just those, and
Oh.
everybody I put them online, and
Mhm.
within no exaggeration, in 2 minutes I sold about 5 pair, and I just had
Yeah.
put them up. I put them up like, hey, I got new
Wow.
glasses, and bing,
Wow.
bing, bing, bing,
Wow.
bing,
Wow.
bing,
Wow. Just like that.
and it went crazy. So that's how I ended up with having 14 different styles. So
Wow. Are you still in the business with the sunglasses and stuff?
a little bit. Now people can still buy them. I just haven't been pushing them because I've
Pushing
been
them right.
so spread it all over the place, you know. And after
Okay.
COVID, a lot of my vendors, they, shut down. COVID messed up a whole lot of things. Well,
Yeah, yeah,
so,
it has.
yeah,
It
but
has.
I'm gonna get it back cracking. But like people still buy it right now. I still have them. So,
So they online. Basically, they can just get them online.
well, I sell them directly. Every pair I've ever sold, I literally ship out with my hands. Like I
Oh, okay.
pack them up and ship them
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
You know
Ship
what I
them
mean?
out.
So,
Wow. Well, I just want to get a little personal. I mean, I guess it's really not personal, but
mhm,
you've been open about not indulging in drinking or smoking,
mhm,
which is rare in the entertainment in the entertainment world because everybody's doing it. Everybody,
mhm,
man.
right.
How has this choice helped you maintain longevity and clear-headedness while working with high energy superstars like Genuine or Charlie Wilson?
Well, there was a time I did drink. You know, um, I would tour with plays back in the day, and
Okay.
we doing 8 shows a week from Tuesday through Sunday. And every time we come to the hotel, we in the bar drinking. And just one day I'm like, man, I am drinking every day, even though it's socially.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm an alcoholic. Even though I wasn't going to the store and having to buy liquor, but
Yeah,
just
it was just something socially. You just said that. Yeah.
socially drinking. And I'm like, no, so I stopped cold turkey. Like I'm good. But as far as like smoking and doing drugs, I was my manager. I was my everything. Like, so I had to keep a level head when I handle business.
Right.
I've been in the room with major people. I'm not going to say, and they
Yeah.
come on, man, come on. I'm like, nah, y'all go ahead.
Yeah.
Which earned me respect in the business too. People know,
Mhm.
okay, he bought his business. He when he come, and then started being like, hey, you don't mind me smoking, do you? Or you don't mind me such and such. Like, so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
earned me that respect. And I love me, bro. I love me so much. I'm not about to mess me up. You know what I mean?
That's right, and it's nothing wrong with that because
Oh no, not at all.
not at all. It's always good to keep a clear-headed mind. You
Yeah.
have to. Who want
Hmm.
to be walking around? I drank before. I'm done with that stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I
And
mean?
my thing is, it's certain people who think they need it. I don't knock them. If you think that's what you need, then
Then that's good for you. I mean, if you need that, then go ahead. That's you. You know.
exactly.
You have stated that your biggest musical influence is actually your baby brother. What is it about his style or spirit that inspires you more than the industry titans you've worked with?
Because I grew up with him, and I got to hear him all the time sing. Like
Okay.
my brother had one of the best voices in the world. Like you know what I mean. It's just that I was privileged to be around it all the time. So it was really his voice. He could sing anything. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
yeah,
Wow. Is he still around? You don't mind me asking?
yeah. He's still around. He had a stroke in 2018, so he's not singing and performing anymore. But yeah,
Okay.
no, he's still around. Actually, we got to go to lunch tomorrow. So
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
y'all still hanging and banging. That's cool.
Oh yeah, all day.
Well, since you often wear multiple hats as a
Hmm.
producer and musical director, how do you shift your mindset when you're building a track from scratch versus directing a live performance for another artist?
All the same to me
Oh, it's all the
because
same.
yeah, it's all about the song is the most important thing. So no matter what arrangement I'm doing, the song can never get lost in the arrangement. Like you know what I mean. So even if I'm right or somebody bring me a song, when I start building out the track, I got to make sure that I keep the vision of the song. So it's all the same to me. I approach it all the same.
All the same. Everything is the same.
Yeah, because and being a music director for plays is what helped with that a lot because we help trigger the emotion. So if an
Mhm.
artist on stage and he need the energy to be good, you got to be smart enough to know what to add to
That's
bring
right.
the energy up. You
That's
know,
right.
so
Right. That's right. If you could change one thing about the music industry, what would it be?
streaming.
Wow, okay. Okay.
I'll do away with streaming. Actually, I'm on a campaign called DTS, Death to Streaming.
Death to streaming. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's one
Yeah.
of the worst. I tell everybody Steve Jobs killed the music business.
Well, what's sad about this music business anyways, because they was already gagging people when they were signed as artists. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people did get gagged out of their money. Now
But
streaming is taking more.
it's even worse. But see, even though the business ain't never really benefited the artist like it does the company, at least I can become a millionaire off of a million records sold. You
Yeah,
you only you only get 3,000 off of a million streams.
wow, that's a struggle slavery type of deal dealing with that.
Yeah,
Wow.
so my thing is streaming and giving the consumer the option to pick through the records of what they want to hear, as opposed to buying the body of work. You
Okay.
know what I mean? So I think that's what. If I could change anything, we go back to selling records and CDs.
The old school way. Do it
Yeah.
that way.
Oh man.
Wow. Well, let's go back to the money making jam,
Mm-hmm.
the greatest show. Can you explain the inventive release strategy you've developed that allows your followers to earn money alongside you?
So my guy Courtney Benjamin, my brother, he's my artist best manager. He
Okay.
sat down and helped me put that strategy together, where it's an incentive where when you buy my record, you receive a link, and if you post that link, and whoever buys that record, you make $1.20 every time somebody buy the record through your link.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, it's just an incentive for people to post it and share it, and move around. Uh, you literally make more than I would if I just put it up online for one stream.
So the fan will make more, basically.
Yeah, the fan made more than an artist whose record is being streamed. You know what I mean? Because they get
Wow.
$1.20 every time somebody buy it.
How many people actually hopped on board with that? How many of your fans did that?
Oh, everybody, man! I made the money. I put it like this, without saying my business. I made more than you would if you streamed it a million times.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's a good hustle.
yeah,
That's a great hustle.
yeah.
Wow.
And it just my thing. I'm always trying to do something to help us artists gain back control, or not back, but just gain control.
Yeah.
And
Or give. Yeah.
I have
Hmm.
something in the works right now to try to help that. And it's only for the brave artists, because a lot of artists are programmed and afraid to do anything different because of the way that the business has gone so far.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't want to make that move. They're afraid. They stuck in one zone. They don't
And
want to get
they're
out of that zone.
and they're addicted to numbers. They're addicted to, I have a million streams, but what does that equate to? Like
Wow.
they like numbers. I'm done with numbers. I want the number. I want the dollar sign. You can have the
Right.
number. I want the dollar sign in front of
Hmm.
mine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You can have that. You want the dollar sign.
yeah.
I mean. Wow. Well, and another thing you did, you recently shared production secrets on My Celebrity Life. What
Mm-hmm.
is one non-negotiable element every Marcus Devine production must have before it's considered finished?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I'll be doing so many interviews. I'm trying to think if I even shared that on there. What element?
Yeah, what element every Marcus Devine production must have before it's considered finished?
A great melody
A great melody.
and lyrics that are consistent and make sense. That's mandatory. It's hard for me to be gimmicky. Like, I come up with gimmicky songs, but something will not let me go and just be gimmicky. Like, you know what I mean? So definitely a great melody is number one. So that would be the top. If this was Family Feud, that would be the number one answer.
Number one, melody. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's dope, man. The click happens in your head when you know a track is done.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle the pressure to keep tweaking a song when that click hasn't happened yet?
Well, that's funny. I it takes somebody sometime, most of the time, to tell me it's done, bro. Like, I remember my first project, every day I go in, okay, I'll tweak something. I go in, and my friend literally knocked on the door. I was like, "What's up?" He said, bro, it's
It's done.
finished, bro. And literally, that's
Yeah.
what made me like. I literally after that, I hit save,
Yeah.
exported it, and put it out. I didn't touch it no more. Like,
Okay.
or I would have just kept going. I'm never satisfied. Like,
Yeah,
there's
that's
records
how
out
it
right
is.
now. There's records out right now. My first platinum record been out since 2000. I still hear it and be like, God, I wish I would have. I'm never 100%
Wow.
satisfied. Yeah,
Because that's how it is, because you have so many ideas in your mind and you always think that you can do something better with it. It may be
always,
done, but you say, what, I
uh,
could do something else with this track.
always.
And sometimes you'd be right, or sometimes leave it alone. Either or.
Right, definitely.
You know what I mean? Wow. Um, oh, you just went out for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
As a teacher and director, do you feel a duty to leave a trace for future Detroit artists to follow?
Nah, I don't put that pressure on me. The only pressure on me is to leave here empty. And I'm talking about, I want to get everything that's in me out of me. That's it. That's the only pressure I put on myself. And it's hard because I have so many songs, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I'm literally taking old songs that I had now, and I'm just about to start doing variety albums, like various artist projects, just getting people to come and sing and put them out because I have
that's right.
so many songs, man.
That's right. Wow. And I know you do. And just this last question for me, man. Because you're preparing for some stuff, man, upcoming projects.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you want the Marcus Devine name to stand for 20 years from now? Although I know we can't predict it, but if you can come up with something, what do you want the Marcus Devine name to stand for 20 years from now,
Musically or in life?
musically?
He's gonna always give you a great melody. Um, and he can work with just about anybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. And just I gotta what is one thing that your fans might be surprised to know about you?
That I'm funny. People think I'm too serious, bro. Like, I am actually silly. I love cracking jokes, but most people meet me like, "Oh, I was scared to come up to you. I didn't,
Yeah,
bro. My heart is huge. Like, you know what I mean. So, but those that
wow.
know, no,
For those that know. So that's one thing that the
yeah,
fans may not know. And just, just being in this business all the years you have been doing, how did you maintain your sanity dealing with all these different people, concerts, and execs? How did you maintain your own mental health through all of that?
because I never chased anything. Not a platinum record, not a
Wow,
placement.
wow.
If I didn't get it, I wasn't at home like, oh my God. I never, my thing was, I always felt like it's your loss. That's how I do approach most of the stuff. It's your
Okay.
loss. If you don't give me an opportunity, it's your loss. I feel like it's just an honor. If I work with Beyonce, it's just as much honor for her to work with me as it is for me to work with her. Like,
Wow. Okay.
there is nobody bigger than me to me.
That's right.
I'm the superstar that's just meeting another superstar. And
That's
that's
right.
what keeps my sanity. You know what I mean? So
Wow. That's a great way to do that, to look at that. Because
yeah.
once you start thinking somebody's above you, only one is Christ. That's it. But once you
Yeah.
think another human is above you, they kind of take over you because now you're nervous. You know what to do. I look at it
And
as,
then
man, look,
they could shift and control your life and
that's
put
right.
put your life into shambles. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? And then you lose your sanity trying to please people.
Trying to please
Nah,
people.
if my phone ring, I'm gonna say this real quick. I had somebody I did this records for this group.
Mhm.
They going crazy over the record, but when it was time to negotiate, they hit me. The first thing the manager hit me with was, "So what you got on the radio right now?" And
Oh,
my answer
wow.
was, it don't matter what's on the radio right now. We're negotiating for the songs you got in your possession. So don't
That's
worry
right.
about that. You like
That's right.
those records. And I've
That's right.
always been like that. You know what I mean? So
That's right. Yeah, yeah. So when don't switch it. Let's talk about what's happening now. We ain't got to
yeah,
talk
don't,
about
don't,
me.
don't try to pimp me. That's that pimp talk. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
yeah.
now you're gonna try to use leverage.
So
Like,
they can
nah.
lowball you with the money. Now they're gonna lowball you with money.
Yeah, nah. My fee is my fee. You don't want it, just don't take the songs.
That's right. That's right. That's all. Look,
So,
Marcus Devine, man, I want to thank you, man, for coming on to the show, man. It was wonderful. I thank you for that, brother. You know, just for the fans, let them know how they can get in contact with you and listen to some music, man. Some hot music that you're putting out.
definitely you can get the greatest show on marcusdevine.com. And if you want to stream my music, I'm Marcus Devine on all the streaming platforms. And Facebook is The Heat Misers, DAHEATMIZERS _new _page. And Facebook is Marcus The Heat Miser Divine.
The Heat Miser. Marcus, the Heat Miser Divine. I thank you so much for
You're
coming
welcome,
on.
bro.
Viewers, you just had a great, you're welcome. Viewers, you just had a great interview, man, with the legendary Marcus Devine. The legendary, the Heat Miser Marcus Devine.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Marcus Divine, and you're watching A Vision Entertainment.